Close quarters racing today, and right in the midst of it were Greg Biffle and Boris said tempers boiled over in the garage. Lots of pushing and shoving between Boris and Biffle's crew. He had to be restrained. Afterwards, Boris did not hold back.
It was crazy. I mean, the last lap, the 6 car was getting into me a lot, and I didn't want to wreck him. It just, I had to stay on the track, and he didn't give me any room. It just, you know, we both collided. That's the only thing I feel bad about. I'm more upset with Greg Biffle. He's the most unprofessional little scaredy cat I've ever seen in my life. He wouldn't even fight me like a man after. So if someone texts me his address, I'll go see him Wednesday at his house and show him what he really needs. He needs a friggin' whooping. And I'm going to give it to him. He was flipping me off, giving the finger, totally unprofessional. 2 laps down. I mean, he's a chump.
Well, we saw what happened. Walk us through exactly what happened in the garage, so we kind of walked in the middle.
I went over there to go talk to him. He wouldn't even let me get out of the car, and he comes over and throws a few little baby punches, and then when I get out, he runs away and hides behind some big guys. But he won't hide from me long. I'll find him. I won't settle it out in the track. It's not right to wreck cars, but he'll show up in a race with a black eye one of these days. I'll see him somewhere.
With us now on the telephone for his side of the story is Greg Biffle. Greg, you just heard what Boris had to say. What's your reaction?
Well, I mean, there's so many angles to talk about this. First of all, it's not right to wreck cars on the racetrack. Was one of his last comments. Okay, he probably caused the second or third biggest crash of certainly the biggest crash of the year so far. He holds the award for that single-handedly. And I mean, these are guys racing to get into the chase. David Reagan, David Ruderman. Let's talk about being unprofessional. I mean, comes in, runs 1 race a year, and drives like a complete ass, running people off the road. He did the same exact thing last year to me. Going into turn 1, drives down in the fuzz, can't get his car stopped, rams into me, slams me into Kevin Harvick. I'm running 5th, spins me out. I finish 24th. Haven't heard a word from him. Didn't call me, sorry, hey, couldn't stop, nothing. Then today, he runs me off the track, coming off the carousel. Right, do you guys remember where the 24 and the 31 and all those guys had their huge crash?
Yes.
That horrific wreck, just like this one? He did the same thing to me again today. He ran me off he wrecked me last year, ran me off the track again this year. And he is the one that is unprofessional, not me, because I restrained myself from wrecking him. I had tons of opportunities. You know, when you're behind a guy and you got the gas and the brake, I could have sent him anywhere, but I maintained myself and not wrecking him. I ran beside him for a lap, yeah, and let him know that I wasn't very happy with it. But he has no idea. He is in his own world. He's got no idea. He's got no respect for these guys racing out here on this racetrack. And he is the one that's disrespectful.
All right, so
and
Greg,
talk about a chump. He comes into the garage area after the race, pulls up behind my truck. I mean, how about go and pull up behind the 6 or the 00 truck and see if the guy's okay?
So, Greg, where do you guys go from here?
About.
I mean, we heard what he had to say about, you know, trying to find your address and the comment about the black eye. Where do you go from here? How do you put this behind you?
Well, I mean, let's get real. I mean, this isn't 5th grade. You know, I'll meet you after school out behind the merry-go-round next to the fence, and we're going to fight. I mean, you know, we're all grown-up people, and you know, what he did today just shows the kind of class that he has. He showed it. When he drove, if he wanted to talk to me, he should have drove his car to his truck, got out, taken his helmet and his gear off, and came over to my truck and talked to me like a man. That's what he should have done. Instead, he tries to pull up behind my car and starts flailing his arms around and all this and that. So, you know, I went over and had a few words with him, and, you know, then a bunch of people jumped in there when he got out of his car. He says I'm running and hiding. I mean, you know, it's ridiculous. The guy is disrespectful to this series. I like Boris. Boris has a ton of talent when it comes to road course racing, but he's just not showing it. He's not showing his talent, and he's not, you know, he's just not acting professional about it when he comes and races in the series.
Greg, we appreciate you taking the time. I know it's been a busy, hectic weekend for you, and obviously you want to get back home and take care of business there, but thank you for calling in.